If you're ready to leave the United States, I have 8 things that could help you transition through that process. This is a longer video. If you don't have time to watch it, that's fine. I'm going to put all of this information in the Google Sheet in my bio. It's just a free Google Sheet. Getting a VPN has been a really important thing for us. It allows us to access websites in the United States when we're in another country. Sometimes, for the most part, you can go to any US website, but if it's feeling kind of glitchy, try switching your VPN to United States, and then it's usually going to be a smoother process. We also use a VPN for watching shows. Like if you have Hulu, you can't watch it outside of the United States, but if you put a VPN on, you're good to go. Or if you want to change your VPN for Netflix, you can see different countries' shows. VPN is just a virtual private network, and all that means is you have the ability to switch what country, what server you want to be on. We use NordVPN and we renew every Black Friday because they have the best sales. We've had a Fire Stick for a little over 5 years, and when we started traveling, we brought that with us on the off chance that it would be helpful, and turns out it really was, because you don't have to re-log in or re-verify your accounts over and over again if you like watching Netflix or Hulu. Also on Fire Stick, and I'm sure a lot of other type of those, you can put your VPN on it. So we are logged into NordVPN on our Fire Stick so we can watch any shows from the US. Depending on what country you're going to, you will need to pull out cash in that country. It just depends. Like markets in most countries, you need to have cash for. Some countries run better with just cash. If you need cash, I recommend getting a Wise card. It has one of the best transfer rates. And we went to 17 countries and we were able to use it. It had all 17 countries. You can look in to see what currencies it transfers to, but I'm pretty sure whatever country you're going to, it has that currency. But basically what you do is you connect your bank account and then you set up what country you're in. So if we were in Romania and we needed RON, which actually I think they just changed to euros, but if you needed their currency, you would just click add currency and RON for Romania, and it would then give you the option to transfer an allotment of your USD or whatever country's money you have into that. And then you can go to the ATM, use your Wise card, and you can pull that cash out. And a big tip for when you're in a foreign country and they ask you, almost all ATMs ask you, do you want to use this bank's rate? And you don't want to use their bank's rate, you want to use your own. So you're always going to press no, and it'll default to using your bank's rate. Another great thing about Wise is that you do get 2 free withdrawals per month. If you notice there's a lot of ATMs, in the country that you're in, I would say go to one that has like a big bank. You want to use big banks for pulling out large sums of money when it comes to ATMs. Try not to use ones that are just on the street. Try to find a bank, because a lot of times you'll go to pull out and they're not going to have the amount of money in that ATM to even pull out. So if you're pulling larger, go to bigger banks. They're usually like an indoor. You go inside and they have like ATMs. Even when the bank is closed, they have sections where you can walk inside and use their ATMs. One of the biggest mistakes that we made was that we dropped our phone number immediately when we left, because the carrier we had at the time didn't even cover the country we were going to, so we couldn't have used it anyways. So we just let our US phone number go. Big mistake, because if you think about it, what we realized later is that you have a bank, you have credit cards, you have, if you have a loan, if you have anything that requires you to log in and then they send you a code to verify your account, you're going to need a US phone number. So I know a lot of expats or people that we have seen talking in forums, they use Google Phone or some sort of Google electronic phone number. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but what we use is Text Me. We did it after the fact, so we downloaded the app called Text Me. We have a US phone number on there, and we use that for everything. Now, when you have a digital phone number, there are some programs that are going to recognize that it's a digital phone number, so it is not a 100% guarantee that it's going to work for everything, but for us, 99%, it works for everything that we need when it comes to verifying an account to get in. It also does let you make phone calls if you ever need to. I haven't had a need for an actual phone number from a country at all the entire time we've been traveling. What we use is Airalo, and you basically just pay for data. So we buy enough data for us in whatever country we're in, and that helps us or makes it last where if we're out and we need directions or we need to look something up, we have data. So that's how we manage having a phone number and traveling full time. We have a virtual mailbox. We use the service PostScan, but you can use any of the services out there. Basically what it does is it's now your new address in the United States for people to send mail to. So whether that's your banks or any other important place that needs to send you mail, they can now send it there and it'll scan it in. So there's people that work at these sites that collect the mail. They'll scan it all in. You have your choice. Do you want to just keep the scan and throw the hard copy away? Do you want to recycle it? Was it all spam? And then you have things like if there's a check that comes into you, you can pay extra to have them scan it better. I know that sounds weird, but they can do like a color scan, and then you can take that and use it. Most banks allow like digital check deposits, so then you can use it for that. They can also forward your mail. So if there's something really important and you actually need the hard copy of that, you can pay extra to have them send it to wherever you're at. So virtual mailbox is definitely a lifesaver, and we're so glad that we set that up before we left. Another very niche thing that we did and we were grateful for is that we have these camping bags. And what it is we stuff all of our clothes inside these bags. Like Cody's, mine, our sheets, and 2 pillows, we fit in 2 of these bags. And basically after you stuff it full, you put its little hat on, and then you use these to tighten it and make it really tight. It ends up being about like this big, this round. It's easy carry on. It's easy just to put on top of your suitcase, but it holds all of our clothes. It frees up our suitcase to put different things in. Another great thing to use these for while you're traveling is if you need to take your laundry somewhere else. These are great bags to do that in because you can have 2, one for clean, one for dirty. You can also just throw these in the washer every time you travel. That's what we do because obviously they touch a lot of things. So I can't recommend these bags enough. They've never ripped the entire time we've traveled with them. We've put shoes in them. We've put things that probably could have ripped through this, but they didn't, and they've just been a lifesaver. Last one is just a personal preference, and it's something that has helped us acclimate as we travel around, and that's just carrying our own sheets. We bought king size 100% cotton sheets, and we carry those around, and we've been doing it for actually longer. We did it when we were in Mexico, and we've done it since we've been traveling full-time for 2.5 years. And it's just a way that helps us feel comfortable. We put our same sheets on every bed, so when we get into bed, it's the same texture, it's the same feeling, it's the same smell. It's just something that kind of just helps keep, I would say, our nervous system regulated, because it just feels like home every time we get into bed, no matter where we're at. So it's just something that's really nice and has worked for us. Have any questions or your own suggestions from traveling? We'd love to hear about it in the comments.